Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for this session on scaling self-service BI solutions. My name is Anthony Martin, and I'm a solutions architect with Pragmatic. I've included some ways for you to get in touch with me or connect with me on social media. You can email me at amartin@pragmaticworks.com, view my blog at anthonymmartin.wordpress.com, or you can connect with me out on Twitter using my handle SQLMartini. So a little bit about myself. In my role at Pragmatic, I work with clients to help them optimize their investments in the Microsoft Data Platform. And in doing so, I specialize in helping them define appropriate architectures and solutions around business intelligence, big data, Azure, and predictive analytics. I have over 10 years of experience working with the SQL Server database platform and have worked with clients of all sizes across a wide range of industries. On a personal note, I reside in Buffalo, New York, and unfortunately that has led me to being a huge Buffalo sports fan, which hasn't been working out all that well for me. When I'm not working or watching my team lose in front of the TV, you can probably find me coaching one of my children's sports teams. Right now we're deep into the soccer season, and hopefully that's going to end soon. I think we just got another week or two as it's starting to get pretty cold outside. Okay, so we got a jammed agenda here, a pretty tight schedule here, so let's get started. So in this session, what I want to do is a brief introduction to really Power BI and all the pieces and components within it. After we do that, I want to talk about the options for scaling these solutions. So the Power BI platform from Microsoft is an end-user desktop or laptop type solution. And once you've created that solution, you need to consider ways that you're going to scale that to increasing amounts of users, increasing amount of data, and how do we share and collaborate on that. So in doing so, and talking about those scalability options, there's a couple different ways we can do so, and I want to talk to you about the features and limitations of each of those different options. Okay, so what is Power BI? So Power BI is a suite of tools to empower technical and non-technical users alike to achieve the goal of self-service business intelligence. This suite of tools will allow users to extract data from a wide variety of both traditional and non-traditional data sources. Your common ones such as relational databases, flat files, as well as some non-traditional data sources such as Active Directory, Facebook, Hadoop, and even just web pages. So you'll notice two tools listed here, Power Pivot and Power Query, under the data extraction phase. And both of these tools can allow you to extract data from your data sources. Which one that you want to choose is going to depend on the data source that you want to hit. They have an overlapping range of options on the data sources that they can both hit. The big differentiator between them is whether or not you need to shape and transform that data before you load it to that data modeling phase. So if you have really minor transformations and really you can extract it and use that data almost as is, Power Pivot is probably the best option there from the data extraction standpoint. However, if you need to really shape that data almost like a shape and transform it, kind of like the corporate BI side of this, would the tool that you'd use in the Microsoft Data Platform would be SQL Server Integration Services. On the flip side, in the Power BI stack, we have Power Query to handle that for us. It's a very straightforward tool that will allow us to shape and transform that data through menu options at the top of the screen, as well as just right-click basic functionality. So the next phase in a business intelligence solution after we extract the data, so once we identify what those data sources are, how we're going to pull the data from them, and how we need to shape that, is to actually model that data. And in the Power BI landscape, that tool that we're going to use for data modeling is Power Pivot. And within Power Pivot, we can relate those potentially disparate data sources that we use from the data extraction phase, create those relationships between them, but also extend that data model by being able to easily create calculations and other end-user usability enhancements such as hierarchies, just table column renamings, and KPIs. The third part of a business intelligence project or solution is visualizing that data. So once you've gone through the hard work to extract that data and model it up, really what we're looking to do is visualize it and gain some insight from that data. And within the Power BI umbrella, the tools that we have for doing so are Power View, which is a pretty slick data exploration tool. It looks really nice and is very fun to work with and very easy to create these visualizations. And then we have Power Map, which is another tool that is specifically for working with, when it first came out, it was specifically for working with 3D geographical data. But with recent updates to the tool set, you actually can use it on any data set. So you can plot out and visualize data maybe on your stores or on your, maybe your manufacturing floor. And then, of course, kind of the visualization technology that has existed for quite some time, and in my opinion, it's quite underrated. Right in within Excel, we have pivot tables and pivot charts as well. So all those tools that I talked to you about there, so data extraction, data modeling, data visualization, all these tools exist today as add-ins to Office 2013. And because of that, they're going to be running on the end user's laptop or desktop and consuming those resources. Once we've created that solution, we don't just work as individuals, we work as a larger part of an organization or a team. And once we create these solutions, we need to find ways to allow other parts of the organization to collaborate on the solutions that we created. And that takes us to this section over here on the far right side. So now we're starting to get outside of the Excel stack in terms of add-ins, and we have essentially SharePoint, both on-prem and in the cloud, to help us with that collaboration story. And the two pieces that we have there are Power BI Sites, which is an add-on to SharePoint Online, as well as Power Pivot for SharePoint, which you can use with on-premise SharePoint installation. Another side note here, I mentioned, so the add-ins to Excel over on the left-hand side, they're all available to you within Excel 2013. If you still are running Office 2010 and Excel 2010, the tools that you can get a part of this, which are free add-ins that you'll have to download, will be Power Pivot and Power Query. Okay. Okay, so why use Power BI in general? And we've got a few main reasons listed here, but I think my favorite one in this is probably short development cycles. So with a Power BI solution, it's really quick and easy to create an end-to-end solution, and I see this being used in several different use cases. I see one of those use cases I see is non-technical users that want to create a solution. They maybe potentially have data made available from their IT teams in the form of, say, a data mart or a data warehouse, but they want to extend that with additional data sets that they don't have in there. Maybe they want to add in some government-related data sets to that and mash it up, some weather-related data, all sorts of different data that potentially end users have on their desktop or just out on the web or available in general that they want to combine and mash up with more corporate IT data mart approaches.